It took me a while to actually decide to talk about this out loud. My name is Ashley Nicole McAdams. I'm 25. I'm from Baldwin, New York. I'm a fitness trainer, and my goal is to get people moving and understand that movement is a privilege. I'm here today because I'm ready to talk about my story and my experience with multiple sclerosis, and hopefully spread positivity and hope to those who may also be struggling with it as well. So multiple sclerosis is an autoimmune disease where pretty much my immune system is attacking itself or eating away at the nerves. About a year ago, I lost feeling in the left side of my body. It was a weird experience. I actually thought that I was having a stroke at first. I didn't know what was going on. I actually remember the exact day when it first hit. I was at work. I thought that my blood sugar was low because I started to feel a little bit lightheaded. I ate something. After an hour, the feeling didn't go away. And then I noticed that someone called me or they needed me to bring them something. I tried to take a few steps. I felt like the room tilted. Like I can't really describe the feeling. It was like walking through like a house of illusion. Progressively, it got worse. As the weeks went on, it turned from just numbness in my arm and my leg to me not really being able to walk. I went to a neurologist who, after my first MRI, told me that she thought it was multiple sclerosis. I was completely in denial though, because that was the first doctor, first test. You can't just give me a diagnosis like that. So that led to me going to another neurologist who ran more tests, more blood work this time, and another MRI. Same result. He also thought it was multiple sclerosis. And he actually wanted to start a really rough treatment. And me and my mom were like, no, we don't have enough answers yet. We need more testing, more something, just something more concrete to confirm what was going on. So that led me to a third doctor, Dr. Gottesman, who is currently my neurologist. He agreed that it was good for us to have waited the process out instead of just jumping onto medication the first time we heard the word multiple sclerosis. He ended up giving me another MRI, more blood work, but this time also a spinal tap, which is ultimately what confirmed my diagnosis. So immediately after being diagnosed, I will admit that I was a little bit down. I didn't want to accept it. Part of me kind of wanted to just say, like, what am I doing this for? Like, what is my purpose anymore? But not too long after that, because I'm still Ashley, I was just like, you know what? Like, F this. Like, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna throw weights above my head. I'm gonna do whatever it is that I can do while I can do it, because I don't know what tomorrow is gonna look like, but I know right now I can do that. One thing that I can also say is that it took me months, I wanna say at least 3 months before I even started treatment because of how not ready I was to accept everything. I got the diagnosis in February. I don't think I started my medication until maybe like April, May. Because not only was I not ready to accept it, but we were also in the middle of a pandemic, and they kept telling me that your immune system is gonna weaken and all this other stuff. So while we were in quarantine, I had a lot of time to think, a lot of time to look at myself and ask, like, what do you want to do? What do you want to make of this? And something just woke up inside of me that was like, your story is amazing. You had an amazing story before, but now you have this thing that makes you different from a lot of other people. Why not give people the same amount of hope that you're able to give yourself? Now I just had a different reason for why I wanted to do it. I wanted to help people. If there's one thing that I already knew about myself, is that I can't be stopped once I put my mind to something. Especially if people are telling you you can't do something, like that's just watch like that. I had an amazing story before, because prior to anything having to do with multiple sclerosis, I did tear my ACL in 8th grade, and then again in my my freshman year of high school. So it was months apart. And a lot of people thought, like, after the second time, she's gonna quit, she's not gonna continue playing basketball. I finished out my high school career, then went on to play college basketball. And now I have another amazing story where I have this one thing that not too many people can relate to, but enough people can relate to it that I can provide them with the hope that I'm able to provide myself. So I was able to train 2 clients that had autoimmune diseases. One of them had multiple sclerosis, the other had lupus. And it was just interesting to be able to converse with them and learn just the ways that our bodies are affected by our diseases and the ways that each of us push through despite that. I know that a lot of people, when they discover that they have multiple sclerosis, they have an episode that involves the eyes, whereas mine was my body. So I was working with someone who, she went completely blind. Like, that's how she found out that she had multiple sclerosis. She couldn't see for an entire week. She inspired me in that point, because she could have given up. She literally lost her eyesight. But here she was in front of me doing the same stuff that I do every day. Okay, so living with it now, it's strange because whenever anything goes wrong with my body, I'm wondering if it has anything to do with with multiple sclerosis or the medication. Is it a side effect? And it also makes me think back on times where things went wrong with my body. I wonder if the symptoms have always been there and I just didn't really know it. So like, you just start thinking about everything that goes wrong or has gone wrong and you try to connect it. But what I'm learning to do is to not do that as much, because at the end of the day, me getting a headache could just be me getting a headache. It doesn't have to be a multiple sclerosis symptom. So like I said, in quarantine, I was able to reevaluate myself and figure out my new purpose, because I've posted workout videos for years. So like what's different for me now, you know what I mean? I think that now it's important that as a Black woman, I represent us. I want people to understand that they aren't alone. I don't really know personally of too many people going through a similar situation. And I kind of just want to be that voice. I want to be somebody that gives hope. I want to be somebody that you can go to just to talk to about what you're going through. I want to be someone that can teach people that aren't going through what I am. Maybe you want to know about it, but whether or not you want to know about it, you should, just because it's just one of those things. I want to be a beacon of light to people in my society. I want to give back to the community. I want to do everything, honestly. I kind of want to change the world if we're being serious here, but I don't know. I feel like since being told that I have MS, my mind has just broadened so much as to the possibilities and ways that I can contribute to other people and changing their lives. So for a lot of my followers, this is the first that they're discovering of me having multiple sclerosis. It took me a long time to talk about it out loud. I don't want to say I was embarrassed, but it just wasn't something that I wanted to be known for. I guess part of me felt like people would define me as the girl with MS. And then with that comes pity, and I didn't want any of that. I don't want people to think that I need constant consoling because of this. What I want to get from this, from telling my story, is I just want to be somebody that shows you that you're capable of anything. So obstacles are not meant to destroy you, but to uplift you, to build you, to bring you toward whatever your goal is. When I received my diagnosis, I could have decided to just let whatever be my fate and not really take control of it. But instead, I grabbed it by the horns and I said, all right, this is what we're doing. I pride myself in being able to give 100% effort in everything that I do. So not just my workouts, but now with being able to be, again, this beacon of light for people in society. So to anybody out there watching this video, I hope that I'm able to inspire you to keep going. I really hope that I was able to provide anybody who doesn't know much about MS with the information for them to understand just exactly what it is and what it is that we go through. For those of you that can relate, hopefully I represented the situation in a good enough fashion where you understand that you are not alone and that I am willing to put myself out there to show the world that life doesn't end with an autoimmune diagnosis. I hope that this video allows more people to come out and speak on their own experiences, because we are a community at the end of the day, and I just want us all to understand that we're all in this together.